Ever heard of making a wreath out of human hair or turning an old pillowcase into a handmade rug? A group of professors and students from across Canada, including right here in Manitoba, are diving into Victorian crafts and sharing them with the world. They've created a free online resource filled with tutorials, podcasts, and hands-on history. Joining me now is Dr. Vanessa Warne. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So I kind of touched on who's all involved, but break that down for our audience.
Sure. So I have two wonderful friends and colleagues, Andrew Cord at the University of Alberta, Mary Elizabeth Layton at UVic, and together we got together teams of students from right across Canada to explore the amazing history of 19th century craft.
Now, I wasn't going nuts there. There is human hair on the table here. I didn't just make that up.
You didn't make that up, and I'm pleased to say it was donated by my daughter.
Okay.
She gave full permission. And so one of the things that we actually started our project with was working with this almost lost tradition. We consulted with a local artist, Sandra Cloak. She gave us advice, and then we went wild. And we started an entire website, lots of tutorials on lots of different topics. But if you're curious about the hair art, you can begin with our website.
Wow, and this here is meant for photography. So this is how you curated these images.
Yeah, so not everyone's going to want to work with hair. Some people might have a few empty beverage cans around, and you can visit our website and learn how to take long exposure pinhole photographs using an old beer can with a pinhole in the front. So yeah, these are amazing photographs taken here in Manitoba.
They're absolutely stunning, really bringing us back in time.
Yes.
Why does this era interest you and your team?
Well, we are fascinated with 19th century literature. I study 19th century books and novels. I love teaching them to my students. But I realized there was this whole world of things and crafts and, material objects that we were reading about on the page, but we weren't interacting with. Also, my team and I realized that students learn better when they're calmer and they're happier and they feel a sense of connection. So if we take some time in our classrooms or in our personal lives, if you're a crafter, you know this, just to do something with your hands, it makes you more open to ideas, including ideas about the past and how people lived in the past.
These are quite beautiful. I'm a little bit intimidated by the stitch work here because I'm not very good at that sort of thing. But how is all of this done?
Great. So these are examples of, this is actually an artifact from the 19th century of what's called a crazy quilt. And people were very thrifty in the 19th century, so they'd take little scraps and stitch them together and then show them off. And so I was fortunate to work with students using the Crafting Communities tutorial to make a whole bunch. And actually, we all made a square together and put them together to make a temporary quilt. That happened at University of Manitoba just this April. It was great fun.
Well, with sharing of the resources, what's the goal for others?
Yeah, we want to reach teachers. We want to reach people who are interested in the past. We want to reach DIY crafters. We're really interested in being ecological and affordable. So if you have an old magazine, a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a toothpick, we've got something for you that will engage you in the past, slow you down, help you better appreciate your own skills and the world around you. And so we want to reach a whole bunch of audiences. That's why we have a podcast. So if you're a crafter, it's great to listen while you craft. And we interview artists and makers on our podcast. But basically, we wanted people to be able to click through into the past. So use contemporary digital tools, but engage these really old traditions in really affordable and we like to think ecological ways. So these pieces are just made with like really ratty old sheets that were too pilled, to continue.
Oh my goodness. Before we're out of time, what is the name of this podcast?
Sure. The podcast is called Victorian Samplings. You can listen to it on Spotify or anywhere else. It'll keep you good company while you craft. And then the website is craftingcommunities.net.
Thank you so much. And we will have a link on our website as well.